it means that on paper, so this is the real dimension, 50 centimeters. So this is the real dimension. By using this scale, on paper, you should 50 divided by 20. And on the paper, you should draw 2.5 centimeters. As you can see, I'm using the term draw on paper. So when you are using dimensions, you always place the real number, so the real dimensions, while for drawing, you are using the scaled length. So this is just scaling down the length while the numbers stays the same. So this is your homework. And here is the example. So you are given this part. So this is the assignment. And this is the solution to the given example. So here you should write the top, you should write the front, and this is the right side view that you should draw. So this is the front direction, this is the right side, and this is the top. And actually, this three-dimensional model is this. So what you are seeing here with this cover, this is the front projection plane. Then this should be the right side projection plane. And this is the top projection plane. So this is the front. So this is what you have. So when you are seeing from the front, you will see something like this. When we see from the top, something like this. And when you see from the right side, you will see something like this. So this is the example of the 3D, of the example homework. So this is the one that is the isometric as given in the example. So what you should pay attention, again, the most attention, number one, you should place that the limits in terms of width, the limits in terms of height, and the limits in terms of depth. So your projection of the object should not leave these limits. So everything must be inside. So everything must match. The position of the folding lines can be placed anywhere you like. This is one example. But so if you draw these folding lines, then you can start using the same height, the same depth, and the same width. So this is how you can start drawing from the folding line. This is practically individual, this space. So this is not fixed. So you can define as you like. So however, you can have these folding lines in order that you can draw easier. Okay, so that would be all regarding the explanation for this. Yes.
Should I draw the scale
So
that
everything, yes,
okay?
everything must be drawn in given scale. As you can see, the scale is given 1 to 20. So this is, if you print, this is A4 size paper. This is the real one. And if you print it out without scaling, so bear in mind that depending on your settings in Adobe Acrobat, so usually you will find that the settings are set print to fit. So in this case, this paper will be scaled down. Let's in this case 94. Actually, since this is the real A4 size, you should not scale down. So you should use actual size, which is 100%.
Teacher, I mean, should I
Yes,
draw
yes,
the
yes.
dimensions right?
I understand. Just let me explain. So you should use, if you are printing this, bear in mind to print it at 100%. This is for the one who like to print it out. Now, regarding the scale, what you are seeing here, 30, so that's 30 centimeters because all units are given in centimeters. So 30 divided by 20. On paper, this will be 15 millimeters, so 1.5 centimeters. However, when you draw the dimensioning line, which should be included, you are writing the real length. So on the paper, this should be 15 millimeters. For example, if I go back, let's say this is the real dimension. Now if I use and measure on my paper, sorry, if I try and measure the distance from here up to here, you will see that on the paper is 1.5 centimeters. So that was 30. If I measure the total width here to here, you will see that it's 5 centimeters. So that's the scaling. So scaling means presentation of the real length on the paper. So you scale down the length by the amount of the scale ratio. Okay, does this answer your question? So does this answer your question regarding the scaling? So on your drawing, all these dimensions should be included. So bear in mind that dimensions should be included in the way that if you like to construct something, you will be able to give the measurement. So you should at least give dimensions to all the edges. As you can see, more likely you should give dimension. Okay, this one is already dimension. However, this is not dimension. So you should include, I think this should be 10 and 10. So you need to give all the dimension as in this example on your homework. So it must be, as I said, you must give the dimensions in order that it will be understandable. Okay. Anyone else? Any more questions? Okay. Now, because another instruction is that, yes, hello? Okay. Another instruction, since you're going to send this homework as a PDF file, which is a scanned file. So in this case, bear in mind that in order that I can check that your homework can be checked regarding the dimensions, I will ask you that you grade the folding lines. So you should put the numbers at each centimeter. So, so I will ask you that you place and number the folding lines. This is because you are sending your work as a PDF file. So again, in order that I can check your scale, your folding lines must have ticks every 1 centimeter. In general, we don't need these ticks because we can measure by ruler. However, now you're using and sending your work by as a scanned form, which not every time is fitting A4 size. So in order that it can be easier, that I can check your scale, because that's important. So in order that I can check your scale, then place on all folding lines. So this is folding line, top, front. This is front, right side view. This is top, right side view, and this is top, right side view. So on each of these folding lines, place these ticks at 1 centimeter. They don't need to be too big. If you ask me, above 2 millimeters, below 2 millimeters, so in total 4 millimeters. So apply these ticks on the folding lines at every 1 centimeter. This must be done in order that I can measure and grade your drawing. However, this will also help you for your drawing as well. Okay, do you have any questions? Okay, if no questions, then that will be all for today. Except may I ask you for an information whether any subject requested that you start coming at the university? Can someone answer? Or can anyone tell me whether you're requested to start coming at the university for any of your subjects, especially the subject that have laboratory? Okay, if no one would like to answer. Okay, if no question, and then that will be all for today. So with the second group, we're going to see you tomorrow. Again, starting 9 o'clock, not 8:30, but 9 o'clock. Okay, that's all for today, and see you again.